Hello guys, this is Sam from Sam's Garden Maintenance. In today's video, on this lovely drive, we're going to discuss the pros and cons of hourly pricing and why I think it's the best way for when you're first starting out. But I'm going to also tell you why it's a terrible way long term and how it's affected my business. So anyway, I can imagine when you're first starting out, you'd be same as me, where you are probably thinking, how do I go about pricing? You'll probably be looking around trying to work out what other gardeners are charging, because it's automatically in your head of, I need to charge per hour. Now the pros points for this is, you know, pretty much it's easy quoting. So you'll go to a job and a customer, most customers will say to you how much to charge an hour. Now I'm not really a fan of that, but when you're first starting out, it makes your life easier, because excuse me, you will hopefully, when you're setting your business up, you will go through and you'll work out your costs. You'll work out how much it needs to cost to run your business. That's one thing. And then you'll also look at what you need to live off. So there's no point working out your business costs and thinking, great, I can charge say X amount. No, you need to live. You need to get a living wage. And also another cost is you need to add on profit. You're running a business at the end of the day. You're not just tipping up and doing these jobs and then going back and that's it, you're covering your costs. You need to be adding profit. So you've done all that, and then how do you approach it? You've got that dilemma. Now, while I think it's not the best long term, I think it's good for when you're first starting out, because a customer you'll go to, and some of the time they'll say how much to charge an hour. So you can say, right, for this work it'd be £20 an hour, for this work it'd be £15 an hour, for this work it'd be £25 an hour. Now some customers will look at that and think, Jesus, I don't earn that. I work at Asda, or I work in a bank, and I don't earn that much. But at the same time, they haven't got the costs that you do. That's a whole different story. You could sit there and explain to them, well, look, I've got to pay insurance, I've got to give the taxman a certain amount. But ultimately, some customers don't care. They want it as cheap as they can, and they don't care what you're going to do as long as you do it. So anyway, they're not probably the best customers you want to work with. But in answer to this big question today, it is good for when you first start out quoting per hour, because you can fill your day up. You know how many hours you're going to be at certain persons. To say Mrs. such and such will have you there for 2 hours, that's going to be £40. And then Mr. such and such will have you there for 3 hours, and you can work out your day, and you can work out how long you're going to be at each house, and quickly you'll have your days filled up. And that's great. At the beginning, it makes your life easier when you're quoting. You don't have to, as long as you know what you're going to be, say if you know to make your money you need to be charging £20 an hour, and as long as you're getting £20 an hour, you are making the money. You're covering your costs, the customer's happy days. And that's great when you're first starting out, because you've got your starter tools. You might not have been able to afford the bigger tools, so you might have, say, 17 or 19 inch cut mower. It might be a hobby mower, you know what I mean, something you've got from B&Q, or like a lower entry one, not like a big boy one. Likewise with your tool choices, you probably just pick stuff to get you started. That's great. It is, that works hand in hand. Customers are happy with that, and I still have customers that I charge on an hourly, and I'll be honest with you, they're still on the same hourly figure as when I first started, but they're happy paying that, and I'm happy with that, because yes, I have got some customers on £15 an hour, and people will be aghast at that, but that's only 2. But at the same time, they leave me to it. We get on great. She gives me work all over winter, and she's pays straight away. She's not a problem. So in my opinion, why shake the egg cart, so to speak. But for your business, in the first couple of years, you charging hourly will work out. The problem you'll have is, and this is what set me back, is I had this, not like a scheme with the business or not like a presentation, but when I'd say to turn up to a customer, I would do any work they wanted, it'll be £20 an hour. And people were, some people still got £20, but most of the people, if they were switched on, they'd realise that shit, this bloke, he could cut all my edges at £40 an hour. Sorry, for £40, and that it cost me £40 to have all my edges done. Some other bloke would charge £75 to £100, still do the same job. Like, I knock out good work. I'm not there just to do a terrible job. People are happy with my work, but some people, they realise that and they're like, Jesus, this bloke, yeah, we'll get him. So I would be doing all this work for £20 an hour, which, don't get me wrong, it was filling my day up and it was giving me good profit and I was covering my costs. But why do I think it's not good long term? Because you can't progress your business. So when I first started out, I had the basic kit. I always try and bought good kit, so I bought like the gooder versions, but I'd do Mrs. such and such's lawn and I would edge it and I would mow it and trim it, and I'd be there, and it'd take me an hour. But when I swapped over to a 21-inch cut, and I could say mulch some of it, and she was happy with that, and I'd leave a lovely stripe finish, so she was getting a better lawn, a better finish, but it was only taking me 45 minutes. But I couldn't say to that customer, like, look, I finished early, I'll be going now. She'd be there tapping a watch expecting me to do an hour. So then suddenly I was doing the lawn plus titivating over flower beds, so I was doing myself out of money. Now, charging per hour is good if you just want to stay at a level. You've got your work, you've got your kit, that's fine, you know what I mean, you've got your maintenance down. So if you're using smaller end of power tools and if they break it's a few £100 and you can absorb that cost, happy days. But for me and my business, I wanted to progress, so I didn't want just to use the same kit. I wanted to get bigger and better kit so I could be more efficient. And unfortunately, charging per hour and using a mentality like that doesn't necessarily work. So I can't say to somebody, oh, I used to be here an hour and it would take me the lawns and it would be, say, £15, but now I've done all the lawns, but I'm only going to be here in half an hour. It didn't work. Now, in an ideal world, customers should see, oh, Sam, he's come, I've got a way better finish, and he's mowed my lawn, but he's only here 40 minutes now. And they should be like, yeah, that's fine, I've still got what I paid for. But unfortunately, some people don't think like that. Some people, whether they're on the pension or whether they've not got too much money or what, they don't see that. They just see that they're getting diddled out of time and they aren't happy with that. But that's a side to side. You will get that with some customers, will be like that. But it is something, once you're trapped in that route, it's not the end of the world. If you've got people and you're thinking, shit, I've already gave everybody an hourly price and I'm happy with it, you can earn more money. You can add services. So for me, I don't just do gardening, I do power washing and gutter cleaning. And I always say to the customer about adding that on, and now I don't do that as an hourly, I do that as a price per job. So you can get away from it. At the same time, things are going up. If you have to put your prices up, you should be really putting your prices up every single year to come in line with basic inflation, because everyone knows fuel's gone up, everyone knows electric's gone up, everyone knows bills gone up. It is up to you whether you put that cost onto your customer. I haven't had to yet, and I know I'm a hypocrite. I've just said to you, you need to put your prices up, but at the same time, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. I know some people will pay more, some people won't pay more. Well, it's just one of them. That's why I'm always looking for other work. I'm always always filling my book up. I am, and I'm always keeping going, and I'm always keeping adding on services. So if you're stuck in that mindset of where you are just a general gardener and you're not earning enough, but you're locked in now and you think, shit, I can't earn any more, I can't do any more, then well, you need to either put your prices up, diversify, so think, oh well, I'll do gutter cleaning, power washing, I will, or a premium, putting a lawn feed down for people, get your PA1, your PA6, it will, do your research, little spots of weed killing here and there, it's all added value and it's all another little income stream you can add to people. It is. But once you start getting, once you've got a few years under your belt of pricing per hour, and like I did, you can then start to price per job. And pricing per job, like anything I'm going to tell you, I'm not perfect, and I have been stung where I have priced a job thinking it's going to take 3 hours. The woman or the bloke has been talking to me for an hour and things haven't gone right, and there's rubble where you're supposed to be digging, or you've come to strim and what you thought was all one thing was something different, and there's crap in there what they've thrown in over the years, and it just turns out to be a nightmare, and you do get stung. And you've got two options: you can either go back and ask for more money, or you can absorb it. I tend to absorb it because I have asked for more money, and I'm telling you, people do not like it. I've done that once and they do not like it, and it was justified. It was something that they didn't make me aware of, something that at the time, if I spent a little bit more time, I could have picked up on it. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, use these couple of years, build your business up, build your kit up, and then start looking at price. Every new customer you come in, once you've filled your book up and once you've got enough that you can break even and you're maintaining, every single new customer you have, start pricing per job. Don't go in there with, ask what the customer wants, because sometimes people will think, oh, I just want a lawn cut, and you might go in there and say, oh well, yeah, well, I could do the borders at the same time, I could do this at the same time. But realistically, if you go in there and she just wants a lawn cut, you give her the price for the lawn, and then if she says, oh well, I need the borders doing at additional time, or you could say, well, look, what I've done is I'll say to somebody, yes, you want your lawns doing, it'll be this amount every week. If you want any additional work doing, it'll be £20 an hour. So automatically you could charge £25, and then for that other little bit of work, you're making a lot better money, and you could just go and do the lawns and then gone. Don't be a mow and blow, you know what I mean? Spend the time with the customer, but you'll notice you'll get much more done in a day. You'll feel much happier because you're not stuck there for an hour, you're not stuck there looking for things to do while the lady's looking out. As I said, try and work out your prices and try and work out what you need to do to break even and make a profit more so, and then just go from there. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If it wasn't too long and rambly, but yeah, if you've got any questions, drop me an email, and have a good day.